Does it look like anything to you? I guess it looks like a man's face, a butterfly, a koi. Is a koi a fish? A dog, something floating in a lake. Funyarenpa. Okay, a man's face. I guess with that thing there, because it looks like it's like really long chin. Something you see in like an old 90s kids cartoon like Courage the Cowardly Dog or something. Butterfly, don't see that. A koi, can't say I see a fish anywhere. I don't see a dog. And I don't see a small boat floating in a lake, but there's the anchor. I'll say a man's face. Man's face. This is the head, and this is the nose and the mouth. Yep, that's what I was saying. Junpei pointed to what he was talking about. Nope, that's wrong. Wrong? Lotus smiled triumphantly. It's a dog. See, like this. Huh? Lotus pointed out the parts of the picture, and eventually a dog took shape in them. I don't see it. Ah! Ah, that's so weird. I don't see it like that, but... Oh, now I see it. There's the nose, and there's the... Wow. That's crazy. Santa also nodded in agreement. So, now we know what it's a picture of, but I don't see how that helps us. Oh, now I see the dog. There's the dog. Lotus nodded and began to speak. A TV show from Great Britain did an experiment once. They took two similar pictures. Both of them were difficult to identify initially, but once you figured out the answer, you couldn't see it as anything else. Yeah, I'm getting that now. All I see is the dog. The first picture was a woman wearing a hat. Oh, is this the one where it's like a woman wearing a hat and then it's a jazz player? Oh, to make it easier. Let's just say it was this picture of a dog. So, their experiment. First they sent the pictures to other parts of the world where British radio and television didn't reach. I don't get what that one is. To Ireland, the US, Africa, Europe, etc. Then, in each country they gathered a number of test subjects. All in all, there were roughly 1,000 people. Those 1,000 people were shown the two pictures and asked, what does this picture look like to you? The results, in and of themselves, were not terribly interesting. 9.2% of the people saw the lady in the lady picture. Oh, I see her now, yeah. There's her face, there's her hair, there's her arm, there's her boob. Oh. Yeah, I see it now. 3.9% saw the dog in the dog picture. Then 2 days later, they broadcast a new show. During the 30-minute show, they broadcast a dog picture and its solution. The audience was estimated to be 200,000 people. After the broadcast, it could be assumed that the number of people who knew the solution to the dog picture now totaled over 200,000 people. After another 2 days had passed, they gathered a number of research subjects from areas where British TV and radio did not exist. This time, they were only able to find a sample of roughly 850 people. Naturally, none of them were people who had participated in the first test. They were, however, given the same test and the same two pictures. The results were shocking. 10% of the people saw the lady in the lady picture. The previous test had yielded 9.2 success rate. The change was not statistically significant. The dog picture, however, produced a very different result. The percentage of people able to successfully find the dog grew from 3.9% to 6.8%, a very significant increase. So do you understand? Do you realize the significance of this experiment? I can't say I do. I didn't quite understand it. I get that they showed different people who had never seen it before and things like that, and they couldn't be given a solution, I think. But I'm not exactly sure on why, unless it's showing you like, if you look at this, you'll see it. If you look at that, you'll see it. But you've got to really know what you're looking at. Like, we've really got to know what we're doing here. There was no way the second group could have seen the picture. They lived far away from Britain and couldn't have seen the picture. But even so, it was only the success rate for the dog picture that went up. Why? How did that happen? What does it mean? Lotus looked back and forth from Junpei and Santa and back again. Normally calm and collected, she looked now as though she were very nearly possessed, and there was something manic about her manner. Santa took an involuntary step backward. Junpei didn't budge and stared straight back into Lotus's eyes. Does this have something to do with that field or whatever it was that you were talking about earlier? A field not visible to the eye? So if more people know the answer, then that information will pass through the field. Psych. Her manner suddenly shifted, and Lotus smiled broadly at Junpei and Santa. She waved her hand dismissively, doing her best to laugh the whole confrontation off. Oh, I was just kidding. You really shouldn't take me seriously. What? Well, I mean, the things I just told you are true. They really did happen, but the results of that experiment really aren't anything to go by. They could have easily falsified them. In the end, I'm sure they were just in it for the ratings. They are a TV station, after all. At last, it seemed Santa had gained control of his composure. Right. Man, I gotta admit, you had me there for a minute. I really thought you were serious. Giggle. Of course not. Like I told you before, I'm sure it's all just pseudoscience. Oh, okay, right. Ha ha ha. Santa and Lotus laughed and gave one another jovial claps on the shoulder. Junpei, however, didn't feel so much like laughing. Something felt wrong, unclear. Alright, enough nonsense. We've got the key, let's get out of here. Word. Lotus and Santa walked away from the picture. But Junpei stayed, staring at the picture of the dog. A field not visible to the naked eye. Morphogenic field. The more he thought about it, the more his head hurt. It's a weird thing. Alright, let's go to the hallway. I'll go get June. You guys head to the door. Okay, roger that. Wait, what was I doing? Hey, Jumpy, where are you going? Oh, I was gonna go get you. I know, Santa told me. Come on, let's go. Oh, okay, I was supposed to go there. Yes, it unlocked. Good job, Junpei. Good, now we can get going. Come on, what are you guys standing around for? Let's get out of here. Come on, Junpei, let's go. Alright, let's go. Oh, usually just black when it opens. You found it. So where are we now? Just another hallway? Elevators. They stepped through the door to find themselves in a wide hallway. Junpei, June, Lotus and Santa stopped for a moment and looked at their surroundings. A short distance away, a metal grate extended across the width of the hallway. They took hold and shook, but it refused to move. Nearby was a pair of elevators. It only took a few button presses to determine that the elevators would not respond to their efforts. They could only assume the elevators were not powered. It would be good to actually use them, since the lower levels would be flooded by now. There was only one door left. Well, looks like we don't have any choice. Yeah, sure does. Well then, let's open it. Junpei grabbed hold of the knob and quietly pushed the door open. A kitchen. He entered slowly, trying to take in as much of his surroundings as he could. The others followed shortly. Oh, so it's a kitchen? Santa did not look pleased. What were you expecting? Is it obvious? The exit. I was hoping this would be the way out of here. You really think it'd be that easy? Yeah, I know. Still. As they talked, Lotus headed deeper into the room. Until at last she stood in front of a door. If we could just get through this door, we should come out on the other side of that. Great, we saw earlier. But don't we need a key for that? Yeah, that red and light box on the side of the door. Sorry, I guess that wasn't very constructive. Neither Junpei nor Lotus looked terribly happy. Junpei dug the ship map from his pocket and spread it out in front of him. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. As he did. Hey, what's that? Huh? Oh yeah, I guess I forgot to tell you. I found this a little while ago. It's a map of the B deck.